Now we've landed an army group here. Now last episode, remember, we landed an army group here. We have to break the siege here of the Don. They have come under tremendous pressure here. An army group which we can't really afford to move in here. Ideally this army group should be on the European front. But we've had to shift forces away from Europe, bring them in from the homeland, from America, and transfer them immediately to the Don front. Many of the council calling for us not to lose the Dons. Hungary has absorbed thousands and thousands of casualties. It really has cost us dear. Move it, gentlemen, if you would please. This is not a Sunday stroll. Move. Thank you. Oh my goodness me, what a shot, sir. My compliments to the chef. The council did recommend that we fire in front of these units here, and it absolutely worked out beautifully. Greetings and welcome to episode 107 of my Empire Total War Darth mod USA campaign. Quickly before we start, my friends, a number of you have been requested in the previous sort of episode in the comments that maybe maybe looking at a different Total War, something moving away from Empire Total War, and that's going to happen, my friends. I'm going to probably put it, once this run of USA campaign sort of comes to an end in terms of the videos. I'll probably put 4 or 5 episodes out. I'm going to put a video out for you to be able to vote on some new Total War games, or a campaign you'd like to see from a completely different Total War game. One thing I don't want to do, sometimes I hold my hands up, I probably lose sight of the fact that I know that Empire Total War is quite clearly the dominant Total War game on this channel. I don't want it to become repetitive. I don't want it to become stale. I don't want people to sort of start moving away thinking, oh, here's another one. So the vote will not have Empire Total War in it. It'll be either sort of Rome 2, it'll be Attila, it'll be Napoleon. Napoleon possibly. Napoleon is quite close in terms of Empire Total War. So Warhammer as well. So I'm going to put that out there, but we'll be doing a modded version of whichever sort of Total War game is chosen. So they will so if it's Attila, it'll be maybe 1212 AD or something like that, one of those mods, something like that. So, but it'll be a modded version. I wanted to quickly get that in case any of you saw, me continuing with the USA and think, oh, Mala, you put out the same stuff. I don't want this to become stale. I don't want it to become repetitive for anybody. So I will be introducing another campaign. I know that many of you are thinking, my God, Mala, you've got so many campaigns on the go, but we'll fit it in somewhere. Variety is the spice of life. So I will be adding another campaign in a completely different Total War game. Empire Total War will not be included in that either, my friends. And I'd also like to thank all of you for your wonderful advice as well. And Principally, the advice is maybe that we are concentrating too much on Gdansk at the moment as well. So what I don't want to do is be bogged down fighting Gdansk episode after episode. So what we're going to do here now is I'm going to make sort of an executive decision. I'm going to auto-resolve this fight here. Now I know it's a huge fight here. We're looking at nearly 20,000 men on our side and just over 10,000 on the German side. But I don't want to get bogged down with Gdansk becoming the sort of focal point for the whole sort of episode and indeed the entire campaign thus far. So there has been a real sort of push by the council to push for Austria. We need to take Austria, knock Austria out of the war in its completely. So what we will be doing is we will be looking at moving forces in to deal with Austria. So we're going to auto-resolve whatever battles come along with Gdansk now. We're going to auto-resolve those. Just to give ourselves an opportunity to push the campaign elsewhere. So I do apologise, my friends, if many of you think, man, I know we'd like to see the Gdansk battle. Trust me, my friends, there'll be plenty of opportunity for Gdansk, but as you can see, we quite clearly outnumber and outgun the Germans here. It would be well over an hour, this battle, well over an hour, this battle. So, as you can appreciate, I want to try and move the campaign elsewhere, and the council also wants that to happen as well. You want me to push on and take Austria out and try and knock Austria out of the war. So we're going to do that. So the defensive battle here in Gdansk will be and in this episode, if they attack Gdansk again, we will auto-resolve, just so we can push the campaign elsewhere, so this doesn't become stale, doesn't become sort of the Battle of Gdansk every single episode. So we shall auto-resolve this, my friends. I think it's pretty clear we shall win this, but what casualties will we suffer? We're not sure yet. Let's do this, my friends. Yes, of course. Now, we only lost 3,900, we were 18,000 here. They lost 8,487, my goodness me. Look at the line infantry, and the artillery did a wonderful job. The grenadiers as well, fusiliers. So you can see, my friends, we're going to really push this on now, this campaign, as quickly as we can. Not quickly as we can, but just the Gdansk part of the campaign we're going to push on. We don't want to get bogged down with the defensive for fighting Gdansk over and over and over and over again. I don't want that to become repetitive either. Looks like we're going to have another fight on the way here as well. Yes, indeed, sir. Look at that. We might push them back here as well from there, I think, as well. But and also a wonderful suggestion and proposal as well was to build or put together, recruit a small strike team to strike behind the enemy lines. Maybe some cavalry that will start hitting their economy behind in the sort of the Russian Minsk and Belarus, in these sort of ex-Russian regions, to really start hitting them home here. We'll just clarify the plans for Austria as well. Look at that, they're moving a huge plethora of troops up here as well to try and unhinge this. We've also got the Don to fight for as well, remember. That's going to be quite a battle there as well. Oh, that's absolutely perfect for us actually. If that German force there has moved away there. Are they building now towards another strike for the Don here? We are still replenishing, repairing here. There it is. And again, we're going to push this back. Good grief. Look at the cavalry here. But as you can see, they're getting conscripts, which might mean they're struggling to recruit the sort of the real professional troops. Mind you, they do have a plethora here of musketeers. Again, we shall auto-resolve that. We did lose 2,454. Mind you, they lost 4,000. My goodness me, they're bleeding. We're bleeding them dry here, but still. And again they're going to attack here. And again we're going to thrust them back here. I know we're auto-resolving this quite heavily, but again we need to push this on here. It's ending. So if we took every single Gdansk fight, it would take over every single episode. And again we've pushed them back. It's exactly what we needed to do. Naples and Sicily. Potential problem for us there if we're not careful. Afghanistan. Ottomans, you just do not give us any problems. Mind you, look at the forces they got here. They could easily push back the Germans if they chose to do so. Russia, wait a minute, wait just a minute, sir. Why are they gathering their fleets here? Spain and the Council are concerned, greatly concerned about the Spanish build-up along our sort of western flank here. In Cologne and Rhineland, They do have a French force there, but my goodness me, they've got a massive army here. They really do have a huge military presence. We've got to be vigilant here with Spain. Got to be vigilant. My goodness, they do have a massive, massive military presence. Not only in Spain itself, but also in Paris and Amsterdam, Cologne. It's our own fault. We've allowed the resurgence of Spain to be where it is now because we left them to their own devices without removing them from the fight entirely when we had a chance. Doesn't bode well for the French. It does not bode well. Good grief. Look at the build-up along that border there. That is scary. They've got it. Whoa. Courland. Nothing silly from Courland. Mind you, we do have the Baltic Sea completely sealed off. Norway. What exactly is happening here? Oh, well, look at that. Winter has descended. Look how that cold has just arrived there. That's a brutal winter. Oh my goodness me. -1 for cowardice, sir. +2 morale. Competent general. +1. Superior general. Competent general. Mentioned dispatches. My goodness me, look at all the awards here. Superior general studying to fire. Strong defender. Darling of the gutter press. +2 morale. Studying to fire. Corporal in gold braid. Look at this. Absolutely incredible. +1 superior general. Fantastic. Oh. That's more like it. We're trying to put an army group together here as well.
Sir. Sir.
And we are going to do that outside Boston here. Now I think we do need cannon here as well. We're going to try and put together a sizable force here. Whom else can we put here? I think we definitely cuirassiers. And also here as well. We've got cuirassiers. Oh, so we don't need these. We don't need these gentlemen here, then, do we? I think we might put U.S. Volunteer Regiment. That's a. I think we might put some Rangers in here, just to add some depth and diversity. Looks like we've used all the Rangers. We'll lose some Colonial Light Infantry then. We shall also have a general here. Oh, that's more like it, sir. I think we'll send these ships to Europe. We're going to really beef up our European stronghold here. But actually what we could do is send them with the troops.
Yes, Captain. Ship's orders.
We might send another task force over there. East Prussia. Oh my goodness me, look at that. We've got a lot of replenishing to do here.
Ready and waiting orders.
I think we're going to try to build up an army behind the lines here. Another army group here outside Königsberg. Now, let's replenish. Oh my goodness me.
Sir, your orders? Yes, sir.
If we attack here, we're going to drag these. What we need to do here is, now we've got these here. Now we can't. What we need to do here is move past. If possible, you try to flank here and move across. We're going to try and send an army group to support push against the Austrians. We're going to try and knock the Austrians out of the war if possible. We're going to try and attack Hungary here. We're going to try and move these forces here that aren't just sat here doing nothing at the moment. Try and move them through here. Let's make that move.
Ready and waiting for
This will unhinge this sort of strategic centre here of ours. We've got to move.
Make ready. March.
Now, do we move another army? Do we move an army from here as well? We've got a lot of German forces here, but they've pulled. I think we might pull an army away and just reconfigure here. Yes, we're going to send an army group in here.
Men, forward.
We're going to try and knock Austria out of the war here. Now let's just rejig things here a bit. I think we definitely need to Now, what do we need in here? We definitely need cannon. And we definitely need... Oh, wait a minute, sir. 32 pounders. I think we'll also put the general in here ready as well.
Your orders.
Now, Sweden is also seeing a building of troops here as well. Oh, look at that. We just want to be careful of Sweden here. We've got a huge German presence here, which is a little bit disconcerting to say the least. We should have these forces here, which we're going to send to here to start building up a strong force behind the lines here. Well under control here. Let's continue that recruitment here. Oh, we are indeed. Sharpshooters, what does this army need?
Sir.
More cannon.
Orders.
And potentially another cuirassiers. Actually, we've got lancers, so cannon. Excellent. They're quite clearly moving to start around Hanover. We've got the Spanish here as well, which is a little bit unnerving. Now,
They hide behind women's skirts.
I think we could actually, we'll drag this in here as well if we attack.
Yes, sir.
We'll begin replenishment in the field
Ready
here.
and waiting orders.
One turn to surrender. So that'll be next turn. Now here we have to replenish all of these forces here.
Sir.
God, 7,000 to replenish that, repair that. That is an absolute scandal, sir. This is gonna be a heavy cost here. We definitely have to move new troops in here to replenish these armies.
Make ready.
They have taken a real battering here. But we have really smashed in a huge amount of German forces.
Ready for order. Virtue shall defeat valor, unconquered.
Away with you, sir, away with you. We had to do it, my friends, we had to do it. That's replenishing here. This army here is going to be replenished. Now that we've cleared this Gdansk here,
Sir.
I mean the fighting here has been pretty brutal.
Ready.
This is becoming a
Waiting order.
very expensive
Yes.
war indeed.
At the ready. Sir. Your orders? Your humble servant. Sir.
Is that everybody? I believe it is. We've got this German force here. We've got the Russians here as well, who are just leaving, minding their own business.
Fleet ready. Orders, Captain. Aye, sir. Officer on deck.
Let's build up that fleet there.
Aye, aye, sir.
Everybody,
Sir,
everybody
ready and
being fully
awaiting
replenished now, indeed. Recruitment is beginning at a pace here. Oh, that's a wonderful sight. Look at that. These generals really are becoming absolute legends. Now, what we do need to do is to free up this army group here. We cannot leave it here indefinitely. It has to be freed up for fighting in Europe. There it is. I knew there was one building that needed to be upgraded, and that was it. We do have luckily we still have good relations with the British. Now, we have this army group here in the Don. We need to break this, but primarily what we're going to focus on this particular episode is really doing some damage here to the Austrians. We have to break this Austrian stranglehold here. Now, if we can take Dresden and then take Hungary and Vienna. I know we've got this massive force down here in Venice, but we might even be able to take Prague and meet up here and then use these forces to move against Venice here and knock them both, or knock at least these Austrian forces out of the war here.
Ship shape and Bristol fashion, Captain. Fleet ready. Aye, sir. Battle stations, prepare to engage.
835050, that's excellent here. If they move against us, we will strike against them.
Aye, aye, sir.
We've got these forces here sat here as well, but we need to really push against the Austrians if possible, and really knock them out of the war as quickly as possible. I think that's all we can do at the moment. We need to push past this Austrian force, or at least move past this Austrian single regiment here, push past them,
At the ready.
and move down into here. Oh, gentlemen, please.
Forward. I cannot do that. Impossible, sir. Make ready. Onward. Yes. Harvesting supply. You ask too much.
I do ask too much, sir. I ask exactly what
Can't do it, sir.
we are going to push into Austria, probably into Hungary. Try and take or not try, we will take Hungary from the Austrians. We can then even possibly move down into the sort of German, sort of southern front, as it were, here. Mind you, they are really pushing quite... Now, they're not moving against the Ottomans at all, probably because they can see what the Ottomans have here. And that is oh my goodness me, these are wonderful forces here. They really have put together a magnificent series of armies. Now, I know we can move against the Don here, but we're not going to just yet. We've got to bide our time here. If they strike against the Don again, and why aren't these replenished yet? Because they took an absolute beating last time. I think what we will do is that. Sorry about that, my friends. Now what we're going to do is just prepare ourselves here to move against them. Just going to bring the army group together here. Now, who do we want to spearhead this attack here? Let's have a look what we've got here.
Ready and awaiting orders.
I think we'll use
At the ready.
blue blocks.
Immediately. Ready for orders.
Let's bring the army group together here. So we're ready to strike at will, pretty much.
Yes.
We don't really have the facilities either to really move anything here. The only facilities we've got are here. So I think we get a drill school and start really ramping up our ability here to really reinforce the Don from Anatolia, move across the Black Sea into the Don, and then from there we're able to reinforce, maybe put another 2 armies into here and really push against the Germans. Look at the German force here, it is staggering the number of forces they're able to put into the field. It really is staggering. We simply cannot give them any... If the Don falls, they'll have effective movement through here. Imagine all these armies here would effectively be freed up to move through the Russians' territories and then start hitting us here again on this flank. We've got to break the Austrians to try and remove this threat here to our flank here, and then maybe we can even either move against them here, or we can even move against the Germans here and sort of destroy and nullify these German groupings here. And then we can move from Gdansk, properly push these armies out. We might even move these armies from Gdansk anyway and start moving against them. What we'll have to do is make sure we've got these... Yeah, well, let's get the recruitment going here. Oh. Let's start really recruiting here so that we are ready to replenish these armies here. And we've got to make a push against the Germans now, because I've got a feeling that Spain is not going to be too far from attacking us, because if we take the Hungary and Vienna, and maybe if we take Prague, it might push the Spanish into a war with us. We do have Britain on our side, but Britain is suffering pretty badly here. Mind you, their trade with us is huge. Look at that, 67,000 here. That is staggering, the trade coming in out from Europe. Okay, let's end the turn, my friends. Have a quick look. 83,550. We're at war with an absolute plethora. The Mughal Empire, which is tied down in that armed group there. We've got to do something about those. Also, there was a call for us to remove the Barbary states here from Tripoli, Tunis and Algiers as well, so we might have to put an army group together to take North Africa if possible. But our focus at the moment, our primary focus, is going to be knocking Austria from at least here from the war, so taking Hungary and Vienna and possibly Prague by moving this force downwards. Mind you, if we move this force from Dresden, it'll free up this German force to move in against Dresden. Mind you, this, we do have Berlin complete. Not, let's recruit here from Berlin as well. Let's not sit on our hands here waiting for something to happen. Let's get some lancers. Right, let's end the turn here, my friends. We're going to try and push to keep that push up. Excuse me, my friends, when I have a beverage of tea. Now look how many forces the Germans have. It is extraordinary. Where are they getting the troops from? Where are the production centres to produce these and recruit these troops? Oh, hang on a minute, Britain. Don't need to do anything dodgy either. Austria, moving out here. If you move against us, Austria, we will come for you, sir. Will they attack Spain perchance? No, they won't. And you fiends. Oh, they've moved away. They've moved away. I think we shall... No, we won't intercept. We'll try and move past them. We might not be able to move past them here, but still. Ah, France. Not aiding us, but moving in some forces away here. Now what will the Germans do here? They've taken a pounding at Gdansk. We've got forces moving in from... excuse me, my friends, we've got more food. They simply will not give up on Gdansk, will they? I'm not sure... I mean, how is that possible? Yes. Have at you, sir. Have at you. I'd have thought they would have dragged these forces in at least, but it hasn't. And it's fallen. Dresden is now ours. They're moving toward... What is it with these forces here? It looks like they're going to make a move towards Hanover here. My goodness me, they have put in a huge amount of force in here. It looks like they might be making a beeline here for Dresden. It's a very strong chance. What is it really with Gdansk? It just absolutely draws them in like a magnet. It really is. Where do they get these troops from? Where are these? I mean, they were talking full combat armies here. And again, we are going to take that fight. They're gone. That's gone. They are literally bleeding themselves dry on Gdansk, but mind you, we are not exactly coming out of this without some serious damage to our armies here. Gdansk is going to have to be replenished incredibly quickly here, because if they keep sending forces like this, eventually they're going to break Gdansk. Now we have Dresden under our control here. Mughal Empire. We don't need military access, my friend, and you're not getting 12,000 from us either for that. Why would you only have 20 turns up for ourselves and give you indefinite and pay you 12,000 for 20 turn military access? If we wanted military access, my friend, we would simply move in and take it. No. Spain. Spain's might is growing rapidly here. They're going to be, I think they might even supersede Germany as one of our main possible enemies here. Venice, what the blazes? Dagestan? I have absolutely no idea what Dagestan are doing. Are we at war with Dagestan? Because they're moving to move us against us as well. We've got to do something here. As you can see, the sheer magnitude of the number of forces here is taking a while for things to sort themselves out. We had 15,456 left in the bank. There it is. That's fine. Excellent. Now Pennsylvania has been East Prussia as well. As you can see here, we're starting to put together here quite the force.
Ready and awaiting orders. Forward, march!
Let's get ourselves that general before it becomes completely full here. We've got this German army here. Again, nothing to be sniffed at all.
Sir.
But again, we're trying to replenish.
Ready and awaiting orders.
My goodness me, we're taking a real battering here.
At the ready.
No word of a lie.
Yes, sir.
These forces are severely
Ready
depleted.
for orders.
Right, let's again really push this recruitment. We've got to. We've got to keep those coming in here. We're actually going to probably push this army into here as well.
Forward, march!
Now we look at this. I mean, this is an absolute. I mean, that is titanic. Look at the sheer magnitude of the forces. They're going to try. They're going to move against Hanover. You can just tell. But the Spanish here. How are the Spanish holding up against us here? -267. I wonder if we can get trade with them. No, they are. I think we're on the brink of war here. What about trade with the Swedes? No, they're not. They're not happy at all, are they? Oh, Courland. Maybe we can get some trade with Courland. I think we'll do that just to keep on... I think we'll just do that just to stay on track here with additional funds, but also to keep them on our side. Not our side, but keep it on the right side of them so we don't have to draw them in as well. Now that's given us an additional 4,792 here coming in from trade, which is always good to... 8316 here. We've got Saxony. Saxony is now under our control. We do have this army here. Oh my goodness me. Right, let's bring this under control. We do have a full settlement fortification here though, which is excellent to see.
Yes.
Right, let's repair these armies. This has been a very, very expensive war, and not only in terms of gold, but also material casualties.
Ready for orders.
We do need to push this German army away, but still, I've got a feeling that these armies will probably move in to try and retake Dresden. Now we've captured another German city. We need to move against these Austrians.
Make ready.
How can we get past here? We can indeed.
I cannot do that. Sir. Troops. Yes, sir. Forward. Make ready. March.
Okay, now we've committed a real plethora here of... Now what we do need to do is see what's in Vienna. Nothing much at all. We could actually hit Vienna and we could probably hit Hungary at the same time. What a blow that would be. We're going to just quickly scout what's available here to the Germans. No.
Stealth is my shield.
They just... I am really baffled to where they're getting these forces from. Because the sheer amount of forces they're able to field is quite scary. Let's move up to Transylvania. Let's see what they've got in Transylvania. And they've got another army here.
My honor is to serve.
The plot thickens, my friends. It really does. We're not going to do anything with the Don here. They're moving forces against us here, but we're not going to do anything until if they strike us, we will hit them hard. But we're just going to bide our time here. It really is important here that we do take and hit these two. Oh, look at that. They don't have much in here. Albertina Museum, Hofburg. Full improvements, full fortifications here. We've got to break this Austrian redoubt here. We have to break them. Now what they have here in Prague. Oh my goodness me, now that is a force and a half there to defend Prague. They've committed far more force to defend Prague than they have anything else. Could we move a force away from Berlin here to maybe push against them? But we've got to sink this absolute... What the blazes is going on here? Wait a minute.
Sir.
Field Marshal of Europe, of course. Now, we've got to break this so we can... We're using this as a sort of a hub from which we can operate from, but we're going to have to move against Hungary here, I think, with these two armies. Mind you, that is a phenomenal defensive force.
At the ready. Make
I think we'll use this army here with the cannons to do the dirty work, and this army potentially as well, but we've got to really take them both down at the same time. And the council has pushed us, has not pushed us, that's the wrong term, but the council has really pushed for us to move against Austria and try and really knock out one of our major enemies. They've got all these forces down here. Let's not be under any illusions here. These armies here, if they were fighting us and moving against us here, we would struggle. We would be in big trouble. Fortunately, they haven't, for whatever reason, moved these armies attack us, because we're barely containing the German forces here. But you can see the German forces have thinned out considerably here. The fighting along Gdansk has really withered down their forces here. We've got these forces here, but we can't really move these from Warsaw because they've still got this behind us. But also we do need to put together a strike force, as the council recommended, to attack. That's what we'll do. We'll use some cuirassiers. No, actually won't. We'll use some regiment of horse here. The Council to recommend we put together forces to strike against their economic centres behind the lines. We will actually put that together right now and do so. Right, is anybody else right? Here. Let's not leave anything to chance here at all.
Forward for crown and country. Ready and awaiting orders. Make ready.
Need a general.
Fleet ready. Aye, sir.
Oh, the ship choices here are absolutely wonderful, sir. Bomb catch. Oh, we're going for the best of the best. But we do need to push this here, so we're going to get some more cavalry. And those lancers. Now we do have these gentlemen here as well.
March.
Move it, lads, move it, gentlemen.
Sir. Forward. March. Sir.
What do we need? We need
Orders.
cannon. Where are the cannons? Ah, there they are. We need 4
Ready
places.
for orders.
We've got them perfectly set up here, so that will fill that. We might have to abandon Agvatuk here, because we need these forces
Sir. Orders. Yes, sir. Ready for
in Europe, ideally.
Sir.
I think we might have to give up Agvatuk and come back to it, or use this force we're putting together here to move in against. But we need these forces in Europe, and I know it cost us dear to take Agvatuk. It really did. As you can see, it's really hit them hard here, the Mughals. But we simply cannot afford these forces being stuck here anymore. I think we're going to have to make that decision.
Ready for action. Under sail.
We've got to abandon it. We need these forces in Europe against Austria.
Officer on deck.
I know it's a tough call, but sometimes they've got to be made. We'll keep the blockade going here,
Under sail. Still
but unfortunately the decision has to be made.
ships. Orders received. Sir.
We're going to move against Austria with this fleet as well, or with this army group that's moving in here.
Any orders?
Not quite a full army group, but it's almost there. And unfortunately, we've got to abandon Agvatuk to the Mughals. It's as simple as that. We'll keep them hemmed in here. And as much as I hate to do that, because it took a fierce fight to take Agvatuk, but we simply cannot. It's 4882 as well, but we can take that hit. We've got to take that hit. This army would simply not stand up against an attack by the Mughals. It would be suicide, especially without cannon fire, without artillery support. +1 to morale, -2 to morale. Drunken? What? +1 to morale. Superior general. Oh, look at these generals; they're absolutely phenomenal. But was this building here? No. So some. I wonder if it's our buildings here that have been... Yes, indeed it is, sir. Still a while until that's ready. We are at peace with the Ottomans, thankfully. Have they just taken Georgia here? What the blazes is going on here? What is this? And whom are we at war with? Are we at war with... We are at war with Dagestan. I don't believe it. If they move against us as well, that really will be the icing on the cake. If they move against us, we're going to absolutely blitz this entire region. I can promise you we will do that. How far off until this is ready here? 2 more turns till we at drill school. Even then we can't get that. What do we... Okay. Next turn, we're going to move against the Austrians.
Yes, sir.
We're going to hit them. We're going to hit Hungary with 2 army groups, with 2 armies, and we're going to hit them with
Yes.
this force here. Still not replenished yet. Still not replenished. Almost though. This army here and this army here would move against Vienna, and the rest will cover the flanks. Let's end the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens here. With a sip of tea, my friends, just to keep the old composure. I mean, look at this. I mean, look at this. We've got to simply break the Austrians. The council really has been at the vanguard of that advice. They want us, or you've requested that we break this Austrian redoubt here. What the blazes? Where the blazes have they got all these forces from? Looks like they're preparing for that assault. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. They're moving out against us. Germany. You think for a second you've got Germany beaten, but my word, they come back even stronger. We've still got 50,000 in the bank here, so... Here we go. If they move against something like Königsberg, we are in trouble. My goodness me, we've taken such a pounding here.
Undefeated.
I know this seems pretty brutal, my friends, all these auto-resolves. I hate auto-resolving, everything like this, but we simply have to do it, my friends. We've got to focus our strategy here. Another German force defeated. Bit by bit, the defence. I mean, look at Gdansk, the forces in Gdansk. They've been absolutely butchered here. Can we see the gradual weakening here of the Germans, particularly in the north here? Oh, don't tell me you're coming for Gdansk again. There it is, my friends. My word, we're gonna drag in that's a huge force. And they considerably outnumber us here. Look at the artillery they bring to the fight here. We won't do that. No, God, my goodness me, 16,000. We've got to move that army group in. That army group has to move in. It's as simple as that. I know there's been no battles in this particular episode, my friends, but this has been one of posturing and one of getting ourselves into position here. We are simply not going... Now, wait a minute. Just wait a minute, Russia. Where is Russia going? Where is Russia going? Why are they heading that way? Why are they heading towards America? Don't tell me we're going to have Russia on our hands as well. Don't tell me we're going to have Russia. If we do, that army group that's heading, we've just moved from the homeland there, is going to be moved against Russia. Damn, that Spanish force is strong. Mamelukes. Don't tell me Norway had a rebellion. it's bound to happen. They're slightly miffed with us. But I think we're okay. They haven't moved against us here. For some reason they haven't moved against us, but... Ah! Oh, that's no good. Now, we have to take a closer look here at the ministers. Oh dear. Bringing in 11,000 here. We're just about... If that's the case, then what we will do is we'll bring in some native musket men here to bring things into order. Right, let's have a look at our ministers. Not the best president, should we say. Oh my goodness me, what a... Look at that, what a wonderful... But I think he could be a wonderful... We do need a better... Yeah. That's more like it, sir. We can't fire the minister. You're going to do one at a time, but we do need a better vice president. But now we do have Albin Goff, your Treasury Secretary. That's a little bit better. Not too bad here. Army is not too bad. Europe is definitely what we need. We need definitely a good governor of Europe. Attorney General here, Archibald Court. We do need a better head here. Wow. Okay, we do need...
Your humble servant.
Now we can probably move this force into Agvatuk.
Put the ship shape. At the ready. To the ship, sir.
Okay, let's move this force into Agvatuk at least.
Set sail. Waiting further orders. Orders? Aye, aye, sir.
Right, Brandenburg. Now this has seen an improvement here.
Make ready.
Still replenishing. My goodness me, what a beating that must have been. I mean, I cannot believe the amount of problems we've had here in Gdansk. It really has absolutely hammered us to pieces.
Yes, sir. Forward! March! Sir. Ready and awaiting orders. Forward! March!
Probably our most complete army here in Gdansk. Look at these. These gentlemen have taken such an absolute pounding. The armies here really have done a valiant job. I mean, look at this general here. Theodore Franklin, strong defender, general cavalry, superior general, courageous leader, galloper. I mean, what a general. Only 39 as well. Gdansk has made him. It has made him. We need to start replenishing these armies, otherwise we are going to simply run out of troops here.
Your orders?
The brutality here in this fight for Gdansk is quite scary. 107,000 there.
Sir.
Right, let's immediately look to replenish here.
Make ready.
We're going to start moving forces and start replenishing these armies. Oh, line infantry guards. That's more like it. That's more like it. Now, what about these gentlemen here? Again, we're not going to leave Denmark to by itself. We are going to. Look at that. Now that's a force. Now, where did that Russian force go? That's what concerns me the most. Right, I think we're definitely gonna have to do something here about where this army group goes. We do need to move against Croatia, maybe. If we move against Croatia, that's going to bring real problems. I think we'll leave that to the council. We've got this army group here, my friends. here. What we'll do, we'll just move it. Mind you, we can't leave it here because it really is open to being struck pretty hard here. We've got these Austrians, we can't really move into here just yet. But we do have, oh, look at that US Constitution, what a wonderful sight, sir. We could remove this Austrian force here and then move into here. I think that's what we'll do actually.
Ready for action.
Look at this combat fleet here, it is a wonder to see.
Home and for the prize.
We didn't lose any at all. I think we'll take... No, we'll take that, we'll add it to the ship, to the fleet.
Take ready.
We shall move in. And thus begins, my friends, another movement of an army group here. We're just going to make sure they're protected here.
Ready and waiting.
We don't want to move this fleet away just yet. That fort is now at full strength. Oh, 15,000. We don't need the star fort there. It's a little bit too extreme. I think what we might do is start pulling in these forces here. We might recruit directly from here. That's going to take too long. Far too long. Right. Our first goal, my friends, and the goal that has been our primary mission.
Your orders? Anything else?
Nothing around here. No. Right, let's move in.
Sir. Your orders? Battalions ready. Sir. Forward for crown and country. Ready for order. Rats in a cave. Target under siege, sir. Troops. More orders.
Still not replenished there, but doesn't matter.
At the ready.
We're going to really make sure this pushes on here. We are not, and I repeat, not going to leave here without these cities falling to us.
Men, forward.
We're going to take Hungary and Vienna. We're going to break the Austrians once and for all, my friends. Whew, what a fight this has been. We'll just leave the Germans here. If they want to surround Hanover, that's fine. If they want to break into Hanover, they're going to have a real fight on their hands. That's absolutely fine. We've got forces we can push in as well from Denmark. Let's continue that recruitment here as well. We have plenty of money here at the moment. Mustn't become complacent though. That will be an our undoing otherwise. And also, it looks like we've got to move these forces into here.
Yes.
Now whom do we break here? Do we break this force here? We've got to break into this, and what we might do is this.
Sir. Ready and awaiting at the ready.
Can we thread the needle here? We can't move past. We're going to have to do this.
At the ready. Your humble servant. Ready for order.
Let's break the siege. And that, my friends, is going to be the fight for next episode. I know that we haven't had any battles in particular episode, my friends, but it has set us up very well here. Not only are we going to break through to the Don, because it's quite clear that the Germans are going to attack the Don in significant strength here. We need to break through with this army group to the Don, so we're going to clear the sort of the western end here, the western flank of the Don front, clear the German forces from these particular locations. Then we're going to move our forces into the Don. We're going to replenish these forces. Hopefully that'll give us enough time, to not only sort of dig ourselves in and trench around the city, but also to be able to prepare for the attack, which is quite clearly going to come from the Germans. They've got at least 20,000 men here ready to attack the Don. That is a brutal amount, it really is. So we've got to do this. We've got to break in. Effectively, the Germans have cut off and encircled the Don. We've got to break in to the Don to be able to help and support our comrades here. So we can do that. If we can remove this force here, it'll open up this particular route for us again, and we can then go through here, through the Don here, through this sort of seminary here, through this sort of village, as it were, here, and then the rest of the force can move in and support the Don here. Even if we just go on the defensive here, we can absorb the attack from the Germans. We do have some excellent troops here. This army will then follow up behind, and it will be used. We will sort of use it to replenish and repair, and it'll be used as sort of reserve role. But my friends, we have achieved what the Council has asked. First of all, that the Don is fully supported, but primarily that the Austrians are dealt a severe blow. We have to remove the Austrians from this fight here. As you can see, we've got Spain loitering. We've got, where is Russia going with those troops? The only place that Russia can go with those troops is either Britain or the US. There's very few other places they can go. So where are they going with those forces? Even the Council is saying, keep an eye on Spain. Spain is brewing towards something here. We've got to be prepared here, my friends. We simply cannot allow all the work we've done here to be unhinged. Think of the casualties we've suffered to get where we are now. So again, we have to be prepared for that, and we will be prepared for it, my friends. But that is where we're going to end this episode. But I can promise you, next episode we'll see at least one fight, maybe even two fights, particularly if the Austrians have come out at us here. We might even see the fight in the Don, which will be titanic, to say the least. But my friends, hope you've enjoyed this episode. Once again, please keep your comments coming down below. They have been an absolute joy. They really have, to read and to be able to sort of put into effect in the campaign. The flow and the sort of the real wonder of these comments is that without your advice, without your proposals, this campaign would not be where we are now. I know that some of you might think, well, we're on a stalemate, but bit by bit, this is a war of attrition. This is a war of attrition. This is not a war that you can sort of blitzkrieg through your opponents, because they have huge numbers of forces. This is a war of attrition where you have to really grind the enemy down bit by bit, year by year, week by week, month by month. And it's come to the point now, my friends, where we're starting to see the effects of these battles, particularly in Gdansk, starting to wear the Germans down. They still have a huge number of forces available to them. But if the Don falls, it'll effectively unlock 20,000 German troops to pour through Russia and start moving up towards the Western Front. That is the sort of the reality of the situation. We cannot allow 20,000 additional German troops to make it up to the Western Front. It might tip the balance in the German favour. So that's where we stand, my friends. Again, please keep your advice coming. There's been no battles at this time. I do apologise for that, my friends. But it's been we're sort of positioning ourselves, think of it almost like a game of chess. We are positioning ourselves, we are preparing our pieces, we are preparing our troops, our armies, so that when the battles come, we have the right forces in the right location at the right time, and that really is crucial, my friends. But I hope you've enjoyed it, my friends. If you have, as always, please keep the comments coming down below. But until next time, my friends, bye for now.